Kala base அப்படின்னு வந்துட்டு சொல்லுவாங்க. So Kala base வந்துட்டு எதுனா Kalana time அர்த்தம். So time based practice. So time based practice na when you stay in this type of restorative postures, especially inversions, headstand இல்ல shoulder stand இல்ல இந்த மாதிரி where the heart is above the head. Remember this keyword. Restorative poses is very easy to identify. The heart is above the head. Now, normally the head is above the heart, isn't it? If you do certain poses, let me just show you certain example. If you do any poses, standing postures or any postures, let's say Nirvatrasana, you are doing. Now the head is above the heart. And similarly, any other postures, the head is above the heart. Most postures, the head is above the heart. But if you take a look at how headstand is prepared, headstand is done. When you do headstand or when you do shoulder stand, what happens is the heart is above the head. So the heart is above the head, the body immediately calms down to a certain level. This is by research. By research, when you do inversions, immediately the body start calming down. It gives a sense of relaxation to the mind. மைண்டுக்கு வந்து ஒரு சென்ஸ் ஆஃப் ரிலாக்ஸேஷன், ஹார்ட் பீட் ரேட் வந்துட்டு குறவாகும். ஹார்ட் பீட் ரேட் வந்து குறவாகும் போது மைண்டுக்கு வந்து ஒரு ரிலாக்ஸேஷன் வந்துட்டு இன்டியூஸ் பண்ணும். ஸோ தட் இஸ் த அட்வான்டேஜ் ஆஃப் டூயிங் திஸ் போசஸ். பட் we cannot do count based. Let's say if you do an inversion, it's 10. You cannot do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 10, come down. It won't have any effect. But if you do it for 1 minute, 2 minutes, a minimum of 1 minute, then yes, you will start feeling the effect of your practice. How long you should do? As long as you can do the postures. A minimum range is from 1 minute, and a maximum that I would actually recommend to all of you is 5 minutes, depending on the postures. But especially shoulder stand தான் இன்னைக்கு நம்ம செய்ய போறோம். Shoulder stand வந்துட்டு has to be practiced for a minimum of 3 to 5 minutes. That is the minimum range where you will gain the maximum benefit out of the posture. Shoulder stand is known as Salamba Sarva Anga Asana. Salamba means supported. Sarva Anga means all limbs of the body is supported. It is Salamba Sarva Anga Asana. Now, we will do a certain build up towards the posture. We will gradually move to the postures. We will start off with practice of awareness. Sit in a comfortable position. Keep your back straight. Sit in a comfortable position. Keep your back straight. And then just close your eyes. Close your eyes. And then take one deep inhalation. Take one deep inhalation. And then exhale. Once again, take one deep inhalation. And then exhale. Now follow my instruction carefully. You have to inhale and exhale as I'm instructing you. Inhale once again, take one deep inhalation. And then exhale. Exhale out completely. Now hold your breath there. After you exhale, hold it over there. Hold it until I say inhale, don't inhale. Hold it there. Inhale. And exhale. Done. Open your eyes. Extend your legs forward. Anuttasana. Keep your spine straight. Always keep your spine straight. The spine is going to be a very important part in all your yoga practice. That's where the energy travels. That's where the energy travels. If the spine is not straight, then the energy will have difficulties in flowing through your body. So always keep your spine straight. Toes pointed towards your body. Keep your hands pointed on the opposite direction like this. When you do like this and then straighten up your elbows, you automatically project your chest forward and keep your spine straight. Now look forward. Look at your toes. Breathing in, project your toes forward. Breathing out towards your body. Breathing in, project your toes forward. Breathing out towards your body. Breathing in, stretch your feet forward. Stretch it. Breathing out all the way towards the body. Breathing in, stretch all the way forward. Breathing out all the way towards the back. Legs slightly apart, toes pointed at each other. Inhale, rotate all the way towards the sides, and then exhale towards the center of the body. Center. Inhale, rotate all the way from the inwards. Exhale to the center. Now bring your feet together. Ankle rotation clockwise. Anti-clockwise, the other way around. Anti-clockwise, the other way around. Now stop. Hands on your knees, toes pointed towards the body. Inhale, engage your kneecap until the heels are lifted. Exhale, release. Inhale, engage your kneecap. Exhale, release. Bend your right leg, interlock your fingers, place it behind your right thigh. Inhale, straighten up your right leg, straight legs. Exhale, opposite direction. Inhale, straighten up, straight legs. Exhale, place it on the right side. Inhale, straighten up. Exhale, place it on top of your left thigh. Right hand on your right knee. Inhale, press your knee down. Exhale, bring it close towards your chest. Inhale, press your knee down. Exhale, bring it close towards your chest. Do a hip rotation, clockwise. Anti-clockwise, the other way around. Stop, extend your legs forward. Bend your left leg, interlock your fingers, place it behind your left thigh. Inhale, straighten up your leg. Exhale, place it on the opposite direction. Inhale, straighten up. Exhale, left side. Inhale, straighten up. Exhale, place it on top of your right thigh. Left hand on your left knee. Right toes, make sure it is active, pointed upwards. Inhale, press your knee down. Exhale, bring it close towards your chest. Inhale, press your knee down. Exhale, bring it close towards your chest. Do a hip rotation clockwise. Anti-clockwise, the other way around. Steady. Stop, extend your legs forward. Bring the soles of your feet together. Tittaliyasana. This is known as butterfly. Now, flap your knees up and down. Keep your spine straight, but don't project your abdomen. Only keep your spine straight. Stop. Hands on your knees. Elbows pointed upwards. Inhale. Press your knee down. Press. 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 Exhale. Release. Once again. Hands on your knees. Elbows pointed upwards. Inhale. Press your knee down. Press. 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 Exhale. Release. Extend your legs forward. Right leg over left leg. Pull back your legs. And keep your spine straight. Once again. Hands up, palms up. Inhale, exhale, bring your fingers close towards your wrist. Inhale, bring your palms up. Exhale, bring it close towards your wrist. Inhale, bring your palms up, your thumb in, cover up your thumb using the rest of your fingers. Do a wrist rotation clockwise. Anti-clockwise, the other way around. Stop, hands on your shoulders, elbow in line with your shoulder. Inhale, open up with resistance, like someone is trying to stop you from opening up. Spread out your fingers, stretch it out. Exhale, closing in with resistance, like someone is trying to stop you from closing in. Bring your elbows together. Inhale, up. Rotate all the way towards the sides. Interlock your fingers behind your back. Open up your chest. Look up. Hands on your shoulders all the way down, elbows towards the center. Now from downwards, inhale, rotate all the way towards the sides. Interlock your fingers behind your back. Open up your chest. Look up. Hands on your shoulders all the way up towards the center. Release, relax your neck. All the way up. All the way down. To the center. To the right. To the center. To the left. To the center. Tilt to the right. To the center. Tilt to the left. To the center. Now make a circle clockwise. Anti-clockwise, the other way around. Stop. Eye exercise. Interlock the fingers. Bring it up. Eyes follow your thumb all the way up. All the way down. To the center. To the right. To the center. To the left. To the center. Make a circle clockwise. Eyes follow your thumb. The other way around. To the center. Inhale, exhale, thumb close towards the tip of your nose. Both eyes focus at the tip of your nose. Inhale, bring it back to the center. Exhale, press it at the space in between the eyebrows. Press slightly at the space in between the eyebrows. Now look up. This is known as Shambhavi Mudra. Release, relax. Up, Hatha Yogasana Namaskar. Legs slightly apart, toes pointed forward. Legs slightly apart, toes pointed forward. Relax your shoulders. Namaskaram. Close your eyes. Do your prayers. And the universe, your parents, your fellow practitioners, your teachers, the nature, your partners, your siblings, for giving you the opportunity to practice, for giving you good health, prosperity, and happiness. Pray for the well-being of all the people in this world. Open your eyes. Breathing in, sideways up. Look up. Breathing out towards the center of the chest. Now breathing in, stretch forward all the way back. Breathing out all the way down. Head down completely. Now bring your right leg all the way back. Right knee down, right feet down. Left knee projecting. Inhale, open up the chest. Hands down. Left leg all the way back. On your toes, knee up. Exhaling, Parvatasana. Mountain posture. Hold your breath. Knee down, your chest down, and your chin down. Ashtanga. Inhale up until your navel point. Bhujangasana. Exhale, Shashankrasana. Sit on your heels. Inhale up, Mahakariyasana. Head toes come up. On your toes, knee up. Exhaling, Parvatasana. Mountain posture. Now bring the right leg forward in between your hands. Your left knee down, left knee down. Right leg projecting. Inhale, open up the chest. Hands down. Now bring your left leg forward. Keep your legs slightly apart. Namaskar Patanda. Inhale up all the way back. Exhale all the way down. Take your time. Follow your breathing. Now left leg all the way back. Left knee down, left feet down. Right knee projecting. Inhale. Open up your chest. Hands down. Right leg all the way back. On your toes, knee up. Exhaling, Parvatasana. Mountain posture. Hold your breath. Knee down, chest down, in between your arms and chin down. Inhale, flatten your body up until your navel point. Exhale, Shashankasana. Sit on your heels. Inhale, up Madhyasana. Cat pose. Come up. On your toes, bring your knees up. Exhaling, Parvatasana. Mountain posture. Now bring your left leg forward in between your hands. Your right knee down, right knee down. Left knee protecting. Inhale, open up your chest. Hands down. Right leg forward. Keep both your palms together. Inhale, up all the way back. Exhale, all the way down. Right leg all the way back. Right knee down, right feet down. Left knee projecting. Inhale, open up. Hands down. Left leg all the way back. On your toes, bring your knees up. Exhaling, Parvatasana, mountain posture. Hold your breath. Knee down, your chest down, and your chin down. Keep it slightly before. Elbow close to the body. Flatten your body. Inhale, up. Bhujangasana. Exhale, Shashankasana. Sit on your heels. Inhale, up, Madhyasana. Head pose to up. On your toes, knee up. Exhaling, Parvatasana, mountain posture. Now bring the right leg forward in between your hands. Your left knee down, left feet down. Right knee projecting. Inhale, open up your chest. Hands down. Left leg forward. Keep both your palms together. Inhale, up all the way back. Exhale, all the way down. Get down completely. Now bring your left leg all the way back. Left knee down, left feet down. Inhale, open up. Hands down. Right leg all the way back. On your toes, knee up. Exhaling, Parvatasana, mountain posture. Now hold your breath. Knee down, chest down, and your chin down. Hastangasana. Inhale, Bhujangasana. Up until your navel point. Exhale, Shashankasana. Sit on your heels. Inhale, up Madhyasana. Leg pose. On your toes, knee up. Exhaling, Parvatasana, mountain posture. Now bring your left leg forward in between your hands. Your right knee down, right feet down. Left knee protecting. Inhale, open up your chest. Hands down. Right leg forward. Bring both your palms together. Inhale, up all the way back. Exhale, all the way down. Now right leg all the way back. Last round. Inhale, open up your chest. Hands down. Left leg all the way back. On your toes, knee up. Exhaling, Parvatasana, mountain posture. Now hold your breath. Knee down, chest down, and your chin down. Hastangasana. Inhale, Bhujangasana. Up until your navel point. Exhale, Shashankasana. Sit on your heels. Inhale, up Madhyasana. Head pose. On your toes, knee up. Exhaling, Parvatasana, mountain posture. Now bring your right leg forward in between your hands. Left knee down, left feet down. Inhale, open up. Hands down. Left leg forward. Keep both your palms together. Inhale, up all the way back. Exhale, all the way down. Left leg all the way back. Left knee down, left feet down. Inhale, open up. Hands down. Right leg all the way back. On your toes, knee up. Exhaling, Parvatasana, mountain posture. Hold your breath. Knee down, chest down, chin down. Hastangasana. Inhale, Bhujangasana. Exhale, Shashankasana. Sit on your heels. Inhale, up Madhyasana. Cat pose. On your toes, knee up. Exhaling, Parvatasana, mountain posture. Now left leg munde kondu. Bring your left leg forward. Right knee down, right feet down. Inhale, open up. Hands down. Bring your right leg forward. Keep your legs slightly apart. Namaskar. Inhale, up all the way back. Exhale to the center of your chest. Inhale, circle up. Exhale to the center of your chest. Release, relax. Drink water. Drink a bit of water if you want to. Prepare for Ashtanga Surya Namaskar day. Remember, for all postures, breathing is equally important. So you must follow the breathing together with the postures. If you are doing a posture or if you are doing a movement without the breathing, then it is not an asana. So the breath must flow together with the movement. Ready? Ashtanga Surya Namaskar 8. Come to your mat. Keep your feet together now. Your feet together. Engage your shin, calf, pulling your abdomen slightly. Project your chest forward. Keep your spine straight. Hands at the side of your hip. Now look forward. Inhale, raise your hands all the way up above your head. Look up. Exhale all the way down. Hands places the side of your feet, or you can hold your ankle or the shin. Head down completely. Inhaling, raise your head up. Elongate your spine forward. Now bend your knees until your hands are completely touching the ground. Spread out your fingers. Jump out or bring your right leg and left leg all the way back. Lower your body. Chaturanga Dandasana. Hover above the ground, holding on using only your arms and your toes. Inhaling, raise your hands straight up. Look up. Look up. Keep your knees off the ground if possible. Exhale, downward facing down. Keep your legs slightly apart. Spread out your fingers. Keep your knees straight, your elbows straight. Project your chest towards the space in between the legs. Now breathe deeply. If possible, suck in your abdomen so that the breath is concentrated on the chest. Breathe deeply. 1, 2, 3, 4, 'Keep your knees straight. 5. Look up slightly. Bend your knees. Jump in or bring your right leg and left leg forward. Keep your feet together. Elongate your spine forward. Look up. Exhaling, fold down towards the knees. Inhaling, raise your hands above your head. Look up. Exhaling, Namaste Giri, original position. Now we will go to second round. Inhale, raise your hands above your head. Exhale all the way down. And to the sides. Inhale, raise your head up. Bend your knees until your hands are completely touching the ground. Jump out or bring your right leg and left leg out. Lower your body. Chaturanga Dandasana, hover above the ground. Inhaling, upward facing. Straight hands come up. Exhaling, downward facing. Now breathe here deeply. Deep inhalation and exhalation. Once again, spread out your fingers. Keep your elbows straight and keep your knees straight. Only when there is alignment, then you will get the full benefit out of the posture. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Look up slightly, bend your knees, jump in or bring your right leg and left leg forward. Head up, inhale, go down, exhale. Inhale, come up, bring your hands above your head, look up. Exhaling, original position, Samasthiti. Last one, Ashtanga Surya Namaskar A. Breathing in, raise your hands above your head. Breathing out all the way down. Head down completely. Breathing in, raise your head up, elongate yourself forward. Bend your knees until your hands are completely touching the ground. Spread out your fingers. Jump out or bring your right leg and left leg all the way back. Lower your body. Chaturanga Dandasana. Urdhva Mukha Shavasana. Upward facing dog. Come up. Inhale. Straight hands. Downward facing dog. Exhale. Go downward facing dog. Now breathe deeply. Once again. Spread out your fingers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Look up slightly, bend your knees. Jump in or bring your right leg and left leg forward. Inhaling, head up, look up. Exhaling, fold down completely. Inhaling, raise your hands above your head, look up. Exhaling, Samastitihi. Now Ashtanga Surya Namaskar B. Continue. At any point of time, you feel uncomfortable, you need to take a rest. Take rest. Do not overwhelm yourself. Keep your feet together. Get your shin calm. Pull in your abdomen slightly. Project your chest forward. Hands to the side of your hip. Look forward. Keep a soft smile on your face. Breathing in, go down, touch. Come up. Utkatasana, chair posture. Breathing out all the way down. Once again, fall down towards your knee. Inhaling, raise your head up. Elevate yourself forward. Now bend your knees until your hands are touching the ground. Jump out or bring your right leg and left leg on the way back. Lower your body. Chaturanga. Inhaling, upward facing. Straight hands come up. Exhaling, downward facing. Steady. Now bring the right leg forward in between your hands. Your left knee flat, 45 degrees. Inhale, raise your hands above your head. Look up. Virabhadrasana. Hands down completely. Bring your right leg all the way back. Lower your body. Chaturanga. Inhaling, upward facing. Exhaling, downward facing. Steady. Now left leg forward in between your hands. Your right feet flat, 45 degrees. Inhale, Virabhadrasana. Exhaling, hands down. Left leg all the way back. Lower your body. Chaturanga Dandasana. Uddhva Mukha Shavasana. Upward facing dog. Inhale, look up. Adho Mukha Shavasana. Downward facing dog. Exhale. Now once again, check your alignment. Spread out your fingers. Make sure the heels are firmly planted towards the ground or move towards the ground. Press your heel towards the ground. Keep the knee engaged. Project your chest towards the space in between your legs. Keep your elbows straight, your knees straight. Once again, breathe deep. Suck in your abdomen and breathe deep. 1, 2. Keep your hands strong. 3, 4, 5. Look up slightly, bend your knees, jump in or bring your right leg and left leg forward. Head up, inhale, look up, go down, exhale. Now Utkatasana, chair posture, inhale, Samastitihi, exhale. Second one, Samastitihi. Breathing in, go down, come up, Utkatasana, inhale, look up, go down, exhale, get down completely. Inhaling, raise your head up. Now bend your knees until your hands are touching the ground. Jump out or bring your right leg and left leg all the way back. Lower your body, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhaling, upward facing, straight hands, come up. Exhaling, downward facing, steady. Now bring the right leg forward, as far forward as possible. Left feet flat, 45 degrees. Inhale, Virabhadrasana. Look up. Exhaling, hands down, right leg all the way back. Lower your body, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhaling, upward facing. Exhaling, downward facing. Now bring the left leg forward, as far forward as possible in between your hands. Your right feet flat, 45 degrees. Inhale, Virabhadrasana. Look up. hands down, left leg all the way back, lower the body. Chaturanga, inhaling upward facing, exhaling downward facing. Now breathe deeply. Once again, check your alignment. Deep inhalation and exhalation. Concentrate the breath on your chest. In order to concentrate the breath on your chest, you must suck in your abdomen slightly, which is also known as Uddiyana Bandha. Suck in your abdomen slightly so that the breath is concentrated on the chest region. 2, keep your shoulders strong. 3, breathe deeply. Keep your knees straight. 4, 5, look up slightly, bend your knees, jump in or bring your right leg and left leg forward. Look up, head up, keep your feet together, straight knees, exhaling, fall down towards your knee. Inhaling, come up, Utkatasana, chair posture. Exhaling, Samastitihi, original position. Well done, well done. Now last one, Astanga Surya Namaskar, repeat. Samastitihi. Keep your spine straight, feet together. Breathing in, go down, touch, come up, Utkatasana. Breathing out, all the way down, head down completely towards your knees. Yes, keep your knees straight. Inhaling, raise your head up. Look up. Now bend your knees until your hands are completely touching the ground. Spread out your fingers. Either jump out or bring your right leg and left leg all the way back. Lower your body. Chaturanga Dandasana. Upward facing dog. Inhale, come up. Straight hands. Downward facing dog. Exhale. Well done. Now bring the right leg forward in between your hands. Your left feet flat, 45 degrees. Inhale, Virabhadrasana. Project your hands as much as possible towards the sky. Look up. Exhaling, hands down, right leg all the way back. Chaturanga Dandasana. Lower your body. Inhaling, upward facing. Come up. Straight hands. Strong hands. Exhaling, downward facing. Yes, well done. Now left leg towards the space in between your hands. Your right feet flat, 45 degrees. Inhale, Virabhadrasana. Come up. Project your hands towards the sky. Project your chest towards the sky. Virabhadra means bravery. Exhaling, hands down, left leg all the way back. Lower your body. Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhaling, upward facing. Come up. Straight hands. Exhaling, downward facing. Steady. Now breathe here deeply. Hold on, the last one. The last one. You can do it. Oh, keep your knees straight. 1. Once again, breathe deeply. Breathing is the key. Breathing is the king of the mind. The only way to attain control over the mind is through the breath. If you can control your breath, you will be able to control your mind. If you are able to control your mind, you will be able to have control over your life. 3, 4, 5. Look up slightly, bend your knees, jump in or bring your right leg and left leg forward. Head up, inhale, look up. Go down, exhale, hold down completely. Utkatasana, chair posture, inhale, halfway. Samastitihi, release, exhale. Well done, well done. Now drink a bit of water. Sit on your mat. I will give you the next instruction. Drink a bit of water. Okay. Step straight. Bring both your hands up. Inhale. Raise your hands above your shoulders. Cross it above. Cross it. Exhale. Release. Inhale. Raise your hands. Exhale. Release. When you are opening up your hands like this, what happens? It expands your chest. So it allows you to take in more breath. That is the reason why you always bring your hands up like that, and you will feel far more composed. All right. Now, as I said earlier, we are going to prepare for finishing series. We are going to prepare for restorative poses. Particularly, we are going to look into sustaining in a posture like Salamba Sarvangasana, like shoulder stand. Now, going into this posture is not a problem for many of us. The posture is not an issue, but sustaining the posture, how long you can hold on to the posture is going to be the key over here. As I said earlier, this is not a posture that we can do for 5 counts or 10 counts. This is a posture that you need to sustain for at least 3 to 5 minutes. Then only we will gain the maximum benefit out of this posture. So in order to sustain the posture for 3 to 5 minutes, in the posture 3 to 5 minutes sustain panna, what are the things that we need to do? What are the things that we need to ensure so that we are at the most comfortable? When you're comfortable, you'll be able to stay for a prolonged period of time. When you're not comfortable, you'll want to come down as soon as possible. So what are the things that you need to look out for? Those are the things that I'm going to concentrate here today. So before we go into these postures, restorative postures, before we go into these postures, I will teach you maybe 2-3 postures that will help you to prepare you for these finishing series asanas. All these postures in themselves, has a lot of benefit associated with it. Now we will look into the first posture, which is a very common posture and well-known posture known as Navasana. Navasana is known also as boat posture. Now I will go a bit detail into Navasana today, so that normally all of you have done this posture. All of you have done this posture, but the details into this posture, how you should align yourself in this posture, you should know. Nava means boat. There is 2 postures that refers to boat in Hatha Yoga. One is known as Naukasana. Nauka also means boat. Another one is known as Navasana. Nava means the root word nav is referring to boat also. In the olden days, the boats, when you see, if you the olden day boats, you see the boats that sails in the sea. Boats, not boats, the kapal that sails in the sea. If you see, they will have like a symbol like that, which points towards the ship like that. So the toes over here, when we are, this is for Hatha Yoga. In Ashtanga, it's different. For Hatha Yoga, when you are practicing, when you are doing Navasana, these toes will be projected towards the body like that. These toes will be projected towards the body. This is the alignment of the leg. I will show you the complete posture first, so that you have a better understanding. Now, this is how it is practiced. And when you're doing this posture, these toes, as I said, must be pointed towards the body. When you point these toes towards the body, it elongates from the hamstring over here, elongates and then keeps the knee straight also. So let's say if I'm pointing my toes towards my body, it also helps to keep my leg straight. Now my leg is straight, but my hands are actually making it look like it's a benko. Okay, but anyway, this is how it should be pointed. So like this, not like that or like this. This is not the correct posture. When you do something like this in Navasana, commonly is this being done. When you do like this, what happens? The flow of energy does not move from here and then goes back over here. It goes over here and then exits there. There is no more. There is no flow, proper flow of energy. So for Navasana in Hatha Yoga, always point towards. This is the first thing. Second thing, the knee. There is 3 positions that you can assume in Navasana. For beginners, for complete beginners, when you're coming up in Navasana, you lift off the ground like that, and then you can stay in this posture with the hands placed like that in this posture. And then the second, once again, the toes point towards your body. Now the second one is lifted until the hands and the palms and the ankle are in the same line like this. This is the second one. This is the way it is done in the second one. The third one is of course the full range and the full range. Now the wrist must be placed in line. Must be placed in line with the shoulders. So let's say if your shoulder is like that, then the hands will be like that. Let's say if the shoulder is like that, then the hands will follow this range. Same range it must follow. The most commonly done mistake or something that we can correct together is this: hunching your spine over here like this. Now, hunching your spine defeats the purpose of the posture and also put a lot of pressure on your lower back. So when you are doing this posture, always remember to project the rib cage forward. Project this center of the chest forward. When you project the rib cage forward, you cannot go wrong. Project the rib cage forward. If you find it difficult to project the rib cage forward, you can also project the abdomen forward. Now, where you will be balancing? You will be balancing just behind the sitting bone over here. If you feel your buttocks over here, you will feel that there is a bone. This is known as a sitting bone. Now, just behind the sitting bone, you will see plenty of flesh there. So you should be actually balancing on those flesh. That is the place that you will be balancing. You should not balance on your sitting bone. If you balance on your sitting bone, you're putting a lot of pressure on your sitting bone. So when I am doing Navasana, let's say this is the first time I'm trying to correct my postures. First thing I need to ensure is my spine is straight. So I ensure my spine is straight, rib cage is projected forward, and then I will lift off the ground like that. And then I will lean back so that I can move from the sitting bone to the flesh behind the sitting bone like that. So now I'm on my sitting bone. My spine is straight. Then I will lean back until I am placed correctly at the flesh behind my sitting bone. From here, I raise my hands. I'm keeping the spine straight and then slowly raise the legs to the second stage. Point once again and then keep the knees straight. Okay. All good? All right. Now see. We will do all three variations. Now remember, even though it is a boat posture, we do not shake or we do not float. You do not float in this boat. This boat is already parked at the shore. It is no kadal illa. So, if you do something like this, like that, then when I ask, you say, sir, kadal la irken, appadina? No. I'm at the sea. No. It should be stagnant. Remember, asana is not dynamic movement. Asana is static. Asana's characteristics is static. The posture must be static. It does not move. Exercise poses, you will have dynamic movement. You move here, move there. But asana is static. Only one stagnant posture. You hold it there and then let the prana, the breath guide or penetrate every part of the body in that particular posture. So let's say if you are doing this posture and then you are doing the breath, inhale, exhale. Now the breath will flow in the direction the body has been positioned. That is what you must remember when you are performing a posture. So you should not shake. Okay. So let's start with the first stage of Navasana. You are going to hold for 60 counts for the first stage, and then second stage I will reduce it. Okay. Now the distance between the sitting bone and the legs over here, between the sitting bones and the legs over here, should be about 2 palms. Should be about 2 palms over here. Your own palms, about 2 palms over here. Okay. Now keep your spine straight. Keep your spine straight. Project the rib cage forward. Hands place it below the knee like that. Lift up. Point your toes towards your body, and then lean back towards your sitting bone. You will feel like there is a shift from the bone to the flesh there. Okay, stay there, and then lift up the hand, place it at the side of your knee. Now stay here, look forward, Breathe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, don't give up, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Release, come down. Well done. Our second one is slightly raised. We'll do 30 counts of this. Slightly raised. It builds a lot of core strength also. Navasana builds a lot of core strength. For those who are on menstrual cycle, this pose is not advised. I'm sorry, I did not say this, but never mind. We did not go into the complete posture. For those who are on menstrual cycle, during a menstrual cycle, you should not do this posture at all, Navasana. It goes and engages the pelvic muscle. So it disrupts the flow of menstrual cycle. So the second one, once again, project your chest forward, engage. Come up, come up, come up, hands up, and then lift up the leg until the ankle is in line with the palm, like that. Point your toes towards your body. And then project your chest forward. Breathe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Release the posture. I should already feel certain activity happening on your abdominal region. You should feel good. Lot of core strength is building there. You'll find a lot of strength. The center of the body, which is this plays a vital role in keeping us very strong in our day-to-day life activity. Naraya energy it comes from here. So you must keep this part of the body very strong. When you want to lift something, or when you want to lift your kid, everything, most strength is coming from here. Another we notice this. Core strength engage பண்றாங்க அப்படினு அர்த்தம். Last one, 15 counts on Paripurna Navasana. This is known as complete Navasana. Project your chest forward, lean back, lift up your leg, go to your flesh, and then keep your knees straight and keep your knees together. Inhale, lift up higher, and then complete posture, toes pointed towards your body. Stay. 1, 2, look at your toes. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, don't give up. 9, hold it. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. Come down. Well done. Well done. Very good. All good? Okay? I cannot hear you. I don't even know whether you are sad or whether you are crying there. எந்த ஃபீலிங்ல இருக்கீங்கன்னு கூட தெரிய மாட்டேங்குது ஆன்லைன்ல. நேர்லனா ஐ நோ whatever that is happening to you. I can come and console you. அழுவக்கூடாதுமா, அதெல்லாம் வந்து நார்மல் தான் லைஃப்ல அப்படி. நான் இங்க கஷ்டமா இருக்கு சொல்ல முடியாது. Okay, now next one is known as next posture we will do. What should we do? We'll do Ardha Sedu Bandhasana. You must do Sedu Bandhasana. Must the legs inline forehead or can be higher? Inline forehead or can be higher? It depends on your own body. As long as you keep your spine straight, the leg has to be inline. Inline. It does not have to be inline. As much as possible, you must make it as tight as possible. So the closer the chest is towards the knee, the better the posture. So let's say if you place it like that, and this is not the best posture. But if you move closer, now that is the best posture. So the closer you move towards your body, that is the best posture. Remember. Okay. Now we will do Sedu Bandhasana. Sedu Bandhasana. Sedu Bandhasana means bridge lock posture. These are also preparation posture for you to do Salamba Sarvangasana. So you lie down completely. This posture. Okay. The distance between the sitting bone and the leg is you just hold your ankle from lying down position. Just hold your ankle like that, and then try to extend or project the leg as far forward as possible. Use your toes to crawl forward. Like that. Okay. So first it will be tight like this. You can try to hold to your ankle. If you feel uncomfortable, never mind. You don't need to hold your ankle. Or if you feel comfortable, just hold your ankle and then crawl your toes forward, as far forward as possible. Now from this position, place your hands down the ground. Inhale, lift up your body, and then try to get hold of your ankle over here. If you feel uncomfortable, never mind, just place your hands behind the heels like that. Just try to get hold of the ankle over here. And then project the chest as high as possible. And then straighten up the knees. See this thigh, project it towards this direction. Project it. And then at that point of time, the chest will be touching the chin. This is the objective of the posture, to stimulate the thyroid gland. Breathe deep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Higher. Project your chest higher. 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. Come down, slowly come down. Okay. Now in lying down position, lie down completely. Press your hands at the side of your hip like that. And then bring both your legs at the same time, like in a straight line, like that. Point your toes towards your chest. Keep your knees straight. Look at your toes. Place your hands at the side of your hip as a leverage. Keep your knee as straight as possible. Now stay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Exhaling, come down. Done. Done. Now we will move into shoulder stand. Let me teach you how to move more effectively into shoulder stand. Okay, how to move more effectively into shoulder stand. First thing you must remember when you're doing inversion postures, the upper part of the body, which has less cushioning, yeah, it should be cushioned well, especially when you're doing headstand. Make sure the mat is thick enough. If the mat is not thick enough, make sure you double up the mat. It's very important. Also, when you're doing shoulder stand, ensure the mat is good, because this part, upper part of the body, does not have much cushioning, like the bottom of the feet or the palms in the marilla. So you must ensure that the cushioning is very good. Means, but don't do it on your bed, and you must do it on your mat, on your mat, like that. I want a better cushioning. Let me do it on my bed. Okay, now you see, when you are trying to do shoulder stand, most people, the issue is going up into shoulder stand is that one kind of issue. So you will use the wall. Most of the time we use the wall. So what are the things that you can do rather than using the wall? This is known as rolling back, so that you will be able to lift up towards the position. So you will roll back like that. You will roll back, then come forward. You will roll back and then come forward. You will build momentum. You will try to build momentum and then come forward. Now, if you feel that rolling back is not really making you very comfortable, very uncomfortable in rolling back, there's one more way that you can do. You can use a short chair, then you just try to bring. I can use a chair like this. Use a chair like this. Use a chair like this, and then I will place my heels on top of the chair in this position. I'll place my heels on top of the chair in this position. I will place my hands at the side of my hip over here. And inhale, pressing onto the chair. I will lift up my body, and then place your hands with the thumb inwards at both ends like that. So when you are trying to shift to the other side, you have to lean your body towards us so that you'll be able to place your hands over here. Place it as high as possible. Place it as high as possible. And then lean towards the other side, then place it as high as possible. Like that, in this position. Now raise your body as high as possible. Raise your body as high as possible. This is one way of doing it. For those who are completely beginners into shoulder stand, this is the way that you can approach the posture. Remember, when you are doing a supported like this, using the chair, the thumb is inwards. The thumb is not outwards, like how we normally do. So the thumb is inwards, like that. Thumb is inwards. Now, without the chair, down the chest. So you roll back, then come up. You roll back. Roll back, and then roll back, and then try to get hold of your side of the hip like that. I'll show once again. Roll back. As you roll back, build momentum, and then place your hands at the side of the hip. Catch hold. இப்போ வந்துட்டு thumb வந்து வெளியே இருக்கும். Now the thumb is outside of the body. You can see the thumb is outside of the body. Now the goal of shoulder stand is to keep the chin locked to keep the chest locked towards the chin. So when you are doing shoulder stand, when you come to this posture, most commonly what I see is once you are in this position, you straight away try to bring your legs like that. Now this is not an ideal posture of shoulder stand. This is known as Viparita Karani. This is a completely different posture. Or you try to straighten up from here, and then you will not be able to be successful. You won't have a straight line like how you should have in shoulder stand. So when you are coming up in a shoulder stand, when you are rolling back, rolling back, so you got hold of your body over here. You see, some of got hold of your body, thumb is outside. You walk your hands as high as possible. You walk your hands as high as possible, and then do not raise your leg immediately. Now what you do is knee pointed towards this direction. Pointed towards this direction. Pointed towards this. When you point it towards this direction, it will help to bring the chest even closer towards the body. And then when you bring this knee towards the chest, towards this direction above the head, hold the hands higher. Once this is done, when you are trying to lift up your leg, do not lift up your leg straight like that. Lift up your leg in this direction. Lift up your leg in this direction. Lift up your leg in this direction. Once you lift up the leg in this direction, then straighten up your leg. Do you understand? All of you okay? I think you should try first. Try first according to what I told you. I give you instructions once again. You try first and then you see. Remember, for those who are doing it with the wall, for those who have been doing it with the wall, now is the perfect time for you to come out. Use the rolling back action for you to come out of the wall, Maybe in the first few trials, it might be difficult, but if you try again and again, it will happen. And also, for those who have already been doing shoulder stand, if your shoulder stand is not straight, you notice there is a gap in between the chin and the chest. You notice there is a gap in between the chest and the chin. That means you won't be getting the benefit of shoulder stand, because the objective of shoulder stand is Jalandhara Bandha, means neck lock. Neck lock has to be performed in order for Salamba Sarvangasana shoulder stand to work. So if this is not locked, then it is not a shoulder stand posture, unfortunately. Okay, I will show the version against the wall also. Okay, against the wall. Rather than Danita, rather than using the wall, I suggest you use the chair. Take a chair and then use a chair. It is a better option, because wall makes you very dependent. So use a chair instead. So let's say I will show once again using a chair, then I will guide you on how to perform. So you keep the chair like this in this position. Place your heel. Remember, place your heel on top of the chair like that. And then use the strength of your heel to press and push up the body up, or use the elbows, place it on the ground, and then use the heels, and then use this strength, lift up the hip. Then as you lift up, place your hands behind your lower back like that, with the thumbs pointed inwards. Then the feet is, bring up the feet as high as possible, as high as possible, as high as possible. Stay here. Remember, the goal is to touch
The goal is for the chest to touch the chin. But in this posture, you might find it a little difficult. But since this is a beginner posture, it is okay. It is okay. If you get comfortable with this, I will do this posture. I will guide you. Let's do together. Just follow my instruction. Let's do together. Now you roll back, forward, roll back, kick forward once again. Roll back, lift up, hold the back part of your body. The thumb is placed outside. The rest of the four fingers is placed inside the lower back, like that. Keep the knee close to one another. Do not open up the. Keep the knee close to one another. And then the knee projected above the hip. The knee projected above the hip. Move towards above the hip, like that. Move towards above the hip. As you move towards above the hip, bring your hands even higher towards the upper back. Even higher towards the upper back. Now from here, lift up the leg, project it on the opposite direction on a 45 degrees angle. On a 45 degrees angle above the hip. 45 degrees angle above the hip. Now once you get comfortable over here, bring your heel once again to the center in a straight line. Now you will see that you gain a straight line shoulder stand.
Breathe deeply, slowly take your time. This is not what will happen in one day, but one day it will happen. You must practice. Continue staying in the posture for a prolonged period of time. At least 1 minute you stay in the posture. Long, you must stay in the posture. Breathe normally, normal breathing, normal inhalation, exhalation. Don't force your breathing. Concentrate on your breath only. Continuously concentrate on your breath. Whichever stage that you are in at this point of time, you are at the best stage. Always remember, always be grateful of your progress. Always be thankful of your progress. Do not worry about where you are at this moment. Just be grateful you are somewhere. Trying is more important. Stay there. Continuously breathe, breathe, breathe. All right. Now bend the knee, come down completely. Slow down, come down completely. Let go, come down completely. Now, after you have performed restorative posture like this, you should not get up immediately. You should just let go and just lie down, fully lie down. Don't immediately get up like that. Get up. Once you have performed restorative postures, you should lie down for a while. Let the flow of the blood circulation goes back gradually. Now gradually it will actually spread out once again. If not, if you suddenly wake up, you might feel pressure on your head or something like that. You might feel pressure. So slowly you must come, always. Like Sirshasana, shoulder stand, also same thing. Okay, come up completely. All right. I think we are done. That's what I wanted to teach you all today. Shoulder stand is the posture that I want to teach you. Shoulder stand, remember, there are two postures. As I always say, rendu posture vandute yoga la vandu romba important ana posture. It is known as the king and queen of the asanas, which is Sirshasana. Head stand is the king of the asana. Shoulder stand, which is Salamba Sarvangasana, is the mother of all asanas. Why it is known as mother of all asanas? Because of tremendous benefit that is associated with this posture. Tremendous benefit that is associated with Salamba Sarvangasana. Those who practice, those who have a hyper, their thyroid gland is hyper, and so many things that you can benefit out of this posture. What is the name of asana after Sedu Bandhasana? After Sedu Bandhasana, what we did? After Sedu Bandhasana, Navasana, Sedu Bandhasana, and what we did after that? I think after Sedu Bandhasana, we straight went into this posture. This is Artha Halasana. Artha Halasana. ARDHA space Halasana. Artha Halasana. This is Artha Halasana. Just now we did, isn't it? So these three postures, Artha Halasana. That last posture that you did, Artha Halasana, is very good for those who are suffering from menstrual irregularity. It also helps with any problem related to reproductive region. So infertility, இதுக்கெல்லாம் வந்துட்டு ரத்த ஓட்டத்தை அந்த இடத்துல கான்சென்ட்ரேட் பண்றதுக்கு சீராக்கிறதுக்கு வந்துட்டு this is the posture that should be practiced. Very simple posture. You can also do it on the wall. Just keep it on the wall, but the leg must remain straight. That is the important thing over here. Now, what I was talking just now. Yes, the mother of all asanas. So many benefits associated with shoulder stand. That is why it is not. Always remember, if you have no time at any point of one of the days, you have no time at all to do something, you don't know which asana to pick, always pick Salamba Sarvanga asana. Always pick Salamba Sarvanga. Do it 2 to 3 minutes, and then you can go on with your day-to-day life. Once you come back from work, you feel very tired. You feel you're mentally tired, something like that. This is the posture that you should do. It goes and locks the blood circulation and the prana in the neck. And then once you release, the energy gushes into the head area. So when it gushes, it refreshes and rejuvenates the senses, our eyes, ears, taste. Let's say your wife cooked or your mother cooked. You come back from work very tired. Then you go and eat. Na taste illada mari irukku. Uppu pottaingala illanu kuda theriyala. Enna appadi irukku. Odane poite shoulder stand ஒரு 2-3 நிமிஷம் செஞ்சிட்டு மறுபடியும் வந்து சாப்பிட்டு பாருங்க. டேஸ்ட் எல்லாம் இம்ப்ரூவ் ஆயிருக்கும். Because it enhances the sense organs. It enhances the sense organs. Okay. So I think we are done for today. Can we do shoulder stand during menstrual cycle? No. When you are doing during menstrual cycle, you should not do any inversion, as I said earlier. During menstrual cycle, you should not do inversion poses. On the 3rd day, 4th day, you can do. If depending on the person, some people can do. But the 1st and 2nd day, do not do. When the flow is too much, you should not do. Can your elbow expand when you are doing shoulder stand? No, elbow should not expand. Elbow should be closer to one another when you are doing shoulder stand. If you expand your elbow, you will fall out of the posture. The posture will be holding on strong. But if the hands are like that in your shoulder stand behind, so it's easier for the body to fall down. Okay, let me see if there is any other question that I need to answer over here. What's the name? Okay, can you elbow? Okay, what's the legs inline pocket? Okay, okay. Banu, what is it? All inversion pose, the toes must be relaxed. The toes must be relaxed. Relax means what? Relax means you do not do anything about the posture. Like what? When you are standing, what you do? When you are standing, the feet is like that, isn't it? That is how the feet. I'm not sure if you can see. This is a standing posture, isn't it? This is a standing posture. Like that. This is how it should be when you are doing shoulder stand also. So when you are doing shoulder stand, assume this is shoulder stand. Because if I go up, you cannot see. Okay, you can see. So still the feet should be like that. The feet should not point upwards. If you point it upwards like this, means you are trying to stand like this. Why you would want to stand like that, isn't it? That makes no sense. You don't want to stand like that. It gives more difficulty. Remember, you have to sustain the posture. If you want to sustain the posture, you have to hold on. You have to make your life easier, isn't it? You have to make your life easier. We don't walk like that. So these are all I don't know where this is coming from, but a good approach is to keep the body as relaxed as possible, as comfortable as possible, so that we can sustain the posture. So when you're doing inversion like that, do not raise or point unless it is for Instagram, cosmetic purpose. For Instagram, you can use it. Use it for Instagram. You point your toes upwards. It will look very straight alignment. Nice for demonstration. But for your self practice, nobody is watching. Do it comfortably. It's important. Understand? Pano, I think I've answered you. Okay. Now let me. Okay, one more question here. Master, while practicing shoulder stand using chair, how do we lift up the legs? Kartini, during okay, no problem, Pano. While doing shoulder stand with the chair, how do we lift up the leg? You do not lift up the leg during the chair. The chair is there to support you. If you want to do without the, if you want to lift up the leg, try the rocking action. Try the rocking action. Go back and come up. Remember, you have to try in order for you to know what your body can do. All of you can do these postures. I'm very confident all of you can do this posture. It is a matter of us defining what is our own limitation. Do not limit yourself to certain ideologies that has been given to you. Maybe someone has said to you, oh, this posture is only for those thin people. And Durai Mari Sinnada person la. Durai is a very small boy. He can do all this posture. But he's suggesting this posture to all. How can this be possible? It is possible as long as you set it over here. The body is not stiff. The mind is stiff. So if you can gain freedom in the mind, you tell your mind that you can do this, then your body will have to listen to your mind. But if you allow your mind to be contaminated by other people's ideas, or this type of body only can do this type of body only can do it, then nobody can do it. You would have noticed people around 70, 80 years old, 70, 80 years old now on the day, they still do postures, advanced postures, party, tata, or those who are overweight, those people assume as overweight, doing fantastic yoga postures or advanced yoga postures. How this is done? Because they don't limit themselves by their body. They have freedom in the mind. They think that they can do more than what people define what they can do. Now that is what will drive them. Now the same thing, if you want to achieve something in freedom in the body, if you want to achieve something in your body, you must not set limitation. Remember, there is no standard set for asanas, but you must set a standard for yourself. You must always elevate yourself higher and higher. Always think good about yourself. Always think the best thing that can happen to you. Always think only the best thing can happen to you. Always think you are the best. That is important. If you do not trust in yourself, then who's going to trust in you? You think other people are actually going to trust in you. You have to trust yourself. You have to drive it in yourself. I am the best. If someone asks me, am I the best yoga teacher in the world? Yes, I will say I am the best yoga teacher in the world. I'm not saying, I'm not talking about other teachers, but I will say about myself. Because I have so much confidence in myself. It's the same thing. When someone say, can you do this asana? Definitely I can do this asana. Maybe not now, but I will drive towards it. I will move towards it. That's how you must drive yourself. There's nothing, we always hear these quotes. We read hundreds of quotes daily in Instagram, in Facebook, but we do not instill that in our mind. That is the issue. We read very nice, put one like, and move on with our life. My life is not like this, written for someone else. But that is actually written for all of us. If you are willing to drive yourself, then you will succeed in all aspects of your life. Now I will teach you one thing before I end the class today. This anger, a lot of anger, you always face this anger issue. When you are having this anger issue, you feel very angry, means the chemical reaction in your body, the chemical reaction is changing. Means certain things, the prana, the flow of prana is not good during that point of time. When you are feeling completely angry, when you're feeling angry, when you're feeling upset about someone or something, the first thing that you should know is the mind is not in a stable state. As I said earlier, how to control the mind is toward using your breath. A very simple thing that you can do is, this is the logic how it works. The flow of prana or the energy within the body is now contaminated with anger. Now you must drive this prana out. Prana is breath. Now, how to do this? When you are feeling completely angry, you do not inhale, you exhale out actually. So this is contradictory to what people will say. People will say, உனக்கு ஆத்திரமா இருக்கும்போது inhale பண்ணி உள்ள வச்சுக்கோ அப்படிங்க. ஏற்கனவே அங்க contaminated இருக்கு. இன்னும் inhale பண்ணி உள்ள வச்சுக்கினா இன்னும் அது ஸ்ட்ராங் ஆகி இன்னும் வெறி பிடிச்சு என்ன ஆயிடுவான், இவனை சாத்துறதே இவ்வளவு நேரம் உன்னை அடிக்க வேணான்னு தோணுச்சு, இப்ப இழுத்த கையோட மூச்சு இன்னும் அடிக்கணும்னு தோணுது. Remember, the universe will always support whatever action that you intend to do. நீங்க நல்லது செய்யறதா கூட யூனிவர்ஸ் சப்போர்ட் பண்ணும், கெட்டது செய்யறதா கூட யூனிவர்ஸ் வந்து சப்போர்ட் பண்ணும். It supports your intention, so your thought process must be right. So when you are feeling a lot of anger coming, you exhale out first, because we are exhaling all the energy out. The easiest and simplest way, you exhale. After you exhale, you hold your breath. You hold your breath for a minimum of 30 seconds. 20 to 30 seconds you must hold. ஏன் ஏன்னா இப்பதான் வெளியே வந்துச்சு, திருப்பி உள்ள புந்துச்சு இன்ஹேல் பண்ணீங்கன்னா அப்படியா? இல்ல, because we want to build up carbon dioxide. Okay, this is another thing. I will speak about this. It will take a long time, but remember, நம்ம கோயிலுக்கு போனோமா அந்த தெய்வத்தை பார்த்தோமா வந்துட்டு, if you go to a temple or church or whichever place, if there is a person we are worshipping sorry for the advertisement. Okay, we are worshipping someone, and when we worship, we know that the தெய்வமோ யாரை நாங்க வழிபடுறோமோ அவங்க வந்து inhalationலயும் இல்ல exhalationலயும் இல்ல, retentionல இருக்காங்க அர்த்தம். So the prana is contained within. It is there on retention. There is no exhalation inhalation happening. That is why they are known as God. So when you exhale out completely and then you sustain, you are taking in the form of universal energy. You are sustaining the universal energy. There is no inhalation and exhalation happening in the body. So you exhale, you hold the breath for as long as possible. If you can hold for 1 minute, so be it. 1 minute you hold. After 1 minute, and then you inhale normally. Do this once only. Thanks, Mugambike. Thank you. You take one time you do this. The next time, if you feel upset, you do this. When you are driving, don't close your eyes. When you are driving, let's say if you are upset ஆயிட்டீங்க, உடனே ஒரு inhale பண்ணிட்டு exhale பண்ண. டிரைவிங் பண்ணும்போதெல்லாம் பண்ணக்கூடாது. லெட்ஸ் சே வீட்டுல ஒரு சிச்சுவேஷன் இருக்கு, பாஸ் ஏசிட்டாங்க, வரோம் நாக்கால்ல வந்து உட்காந்துட்டோம், டேபிள் அடிக்கிறோம், டேபிள் அடிச்சு லேப்டாப்லாம் தூக்கி போட்டு எல்லாம் இது பண்றோம், ஒரு போராட்டம் ஒரு புரட்சியில இருக்கோம் நம்ம. We always try to show our anger to things around us, isn't it? We will close the door. Okay. Before you close the door, think about, okay, let me not close the door. Let me take one exhalation. I will dry out this negative prana, negative energy from my body, and then hold it there. And then after 30 seconds, I will inhale once again. Immediately, you will start feeling a shift of the way that you feel about the entire thing. And if you hold it for 1 minute, by that time your enemy also will disappear. அவங்க பார்த்துக்கிட்டே இருப்பாங்க, இது என்னடா மூச்சு இழுத்துக்கிட்டு இருக்கு அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு அவங்க போயிடுவாங்க, சரி வேற மாதிரி கேஸ் போல அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு போயிடுவாங்க. அப்ப எந்த பிரச்சனையும் இருக்காது. Okay, so remember, this is the easiest way. This is easiest and quickest way. Let's say if you want to control, just exhale out completely, hold your breath 30 seconds, 40 seconds, and then inhale once again. In any situation, remember, do not lose your character. Do not lose your character under any circumstances. நம்ம build பண்றது in life, what we are doing yoga and all these things, what we are doing is so that we do not lose control of ourselves. If you lose control of yourself, then there is no point of you practicing anything in our life. It has to reflect in our day-to-day life. நம்ம மத்தவங்கள்ட்ட எப்படி நடந்துக்கிறோம், எப்படி பேசுறோம், எப்படி நடந்துக்கிறோம், இது எல்லாமே வந்து ரிஃப்ளெக்ட் பண்ணணும். If it does not reflect, then there is no point of practicing, isn't it? Isn't it? Yes. Okay. So I hope I have given you something that you can take back today. Please remember, the next time something upsets you, something drives you out of your mind, always exhale first completely and then hold it there and then inhale the new universal energy. You inhale a new prana and then it goes in, rejuvenates, refreshes you, and you will gain clarity in your mind. Mind lower sharpness. You will have greater sharpness in your mind. Thank you for joining me today. Once again, thank you for the opportunity. I wish all of you a great day ahead. You will always be protected. My gurus and the great yogis will protect you and your family. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay happy. Valga valamudan, valga valamudan. Namaskar everybody. See you all. Bye-bye. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, dear one. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Bye-bye. Bye. Bye. Thank you. Thank you. Bye-bye, Tausilvi. Thank you. Thank you, dear. Thank you. Bye. Bye. Renuga, Sasirika, long time no see. Tausil, put on. Indra, Kartini, Kausalya, Yamuna, Gayatri. See you all. See you all. Put on. Arun Malar, all Puchong Studio. Thank you. Thank you. Lata. Bye. 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 See you all. Renuga, Puchong Studio, wait பண்ணுங்க. Let me come see you all. So many of you all are there. Let me take a picture and send it to Commentary and Alamagiri. Ratna, போயிட்டு வாங்க Ratna. Take care. Okay, bye bye. Renuga, how are you? Good. Okay, good. Okay. Oh, see, let's see who's here. Yarka. Tibashini பின்னாடி யாரு? I can't see it. Let me see. Who's behind? Tibashini.